up? My eyelashes are looking bad. What's up, YouTubers? How are you guys? I feel like I need to screen. I don't know why my eyelashes looking like that. What's up? What's up? Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. Going into the new week here. My hair has been in a scarf all week, so I don't even want to mess with it because after this live, I'm putting it right back in the scarf. But anyway, you guys, happy, and this is some good hair too. Oh my goodness. Do I have people on here that care about good hair? Because I got this hair from Amazon, and it looks rough right now, but like I said, I've been in a scarf because I work from home, so it's hard to, I don't even be on camera, so it's no need to have my hair fresh, but this is some great hair. I know it looks a little frizzy and stuff, dry, but it really is. It's wet and wavy, so all you got to do is wet it, and I'm not putting no mousse on it. You could definitely do that, but yeah, I got this here from Amazon. It's actually, I think it's just my, it's not actually my camera. It's my screensaver. I don't know, or screen protector. But anyway, you guys, if you want the link to my hair, definitely ask me. I'll put it in the chat. I'm cooking too. I'm cooking me some collard greens, so I got some turkey necks simmering in a pot, so my collard greens can do what it do, right? So I wanted to talk about Q's interview he did on Art of Dialogue, because they got him on there, and he was talking about what all happened with him and why he was with Diddy and Dawn and everything. It's time to redo my lashes. The glue is showing. But yeah, so he was talking about what happened with him during that time. He was in the group with Day26, and he said he was around Diddy and all, right? So if you haven't checked out the interviews, now, of course, Art of Dialogue, what they do is they do an interview and then they post clips of the interview. So right now we're watching just pieces. He's teasing us with just little clips and pieces of Q telling his experience when he was with, Diddy, and during the time when he was with Dawn and everything that happened to him. And, I'm so ready for the full interview because I'm nosy and I want to know, right? But anyway, so if you haven't seen the clips, y'all check it out after you watch this video here. Make sure y'all subscribe to my YouTube channel. To all my new subscribers, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And it does make me want to say that. I'm sorry that, I'm not getting right to the point. But to my new subscribers, thank you so much for that. I really appreciate it. I appreciate y'all sticking with me, all my subscribers sticking with me in this new year, 2026, because I am appreciative. I don't take this lightly, okay? I take it very seriously. Thank you to all my subscribers. If you're not subscribed, you can go ahead and join. It's free, okay? It's free. I'm not offering no membership or nothing. Just communication here. Let's talk about the messiness that's going on with the celebrities. That's what I do over here on this channel. So let's talk about it. Give me a thumbs up, if you appreciate having a platform to watch and, get the information. So I'm only going to tell you what I heard. All this is alleged. I don't know these people that I talk about. And I always shout out the person I get the information from. So like I said, Art of Dialogue is where I saw the Q clips from that he did. Anyway, getting back to the point. So in one of the first clips that Art of Dialogue has posted on YouTube that you could definitely watch, Q was telling about what happened when, giving us a little bit more details about what happened in that video. I don't know if you all have seen, but Q had said earlier last year, maybe like around the middle of last year, 2025, that he was rugged with a horse tranquilizer, and he said he was out of it. And he said, because I remember that he said that he woke up in one of the twins' bed in the basement of Diddy's house. Again, this is all alleged, but I'm sure it could definitely be found on the internet. So then we didn't hear no more about that, right? So coming to the first of the year, Art of Dialogue, he was real. He did that right there, okay? To start the new year out. What's up? What's up? To start the new year out, he hit us with a couple videos, clips of Q, who we wanted to hear from anyway. What's up, Lauren? Peace out to you. Happy Sunday to you. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe and give me a thumbs up. I really would appreciate it. But he did that. I thought that was real nice to start the year off right. Oh, thank you. You're gorgeous as well. Thank you. And I'm looking rough because I ain't did nothing but wash my face and brush my teeth and take my scarf off. But I appreciate it, Zoe. Thank you so much. Thank you for coming in. Make sure y'all subscribe to my YouTube channel. So anyway, Q said that, so he went into more details in that clip. So Q said that he said him and Dawn were in the hot tub with Diddy and Cassie and the other girl from the Dirty Money group. What's the other girl name? She did the interview on 50 Cent's documentary. Anyway, so Diddy had created Dirty Money, which was a group between Dawn Richard and another girl. I forgot her name. Anyway, Q said that that girl and her husband was in the pool, in the hot tub with them. They were all in the hot tub together. He said that Dawn gave him a red pill and told him that it was X. And he took the X, but he said he didn't see her take it, but he was assuming that, she was going to take it so they can, get freaky, whatever, have a good time. So Q said at this time, he was supposed to be the fourth member of the group, Dirty Money. Now, I never knew that Q was going to be part of the Dirty Money group. Maybe back then it was said people knew about it, but I didn't know that. So he definitely was telling us some new information I have never heard before. So anyway, so he says he was in the hot tub, and I believe he had the white t-shirt on, and he had on some shorts, he said. He said he took the pill, and then it's a blur after that. Now, who does that sound like? With saying that they took something or drunk something and then it's a blur after that. Lil Rod, okay? Now, I take it very serious when anyone gets messed with against their will, because that shouldn't happen, okay? That should not happen. I don't care if you're male or female. I know a lot of people were giving Lil Rod a hard time on the internet about his sexuality, which is crazy to me. A victim is a victim, okay? If you're saying no, if you're being rugged against your will, why is that funny? I take offense to that, and I watch out for certain people like that, because if you post a video and you're laughing about that, I'm definitely not going to be one of your subscribers, because you don't care about humans. And that goes against what I believe in, okay? I believe in human rights, and what we're not going to do is take advantage of people who against their will over here on this channel, okay? And we're not going to laugh about it. It's because it's not funny. But anyway, so he said that everything went blank. He doesn't remember anything except for being in a hot tub with all those people and then waking up in the bed. And he said when he saw the video, and the video has been posted of Diddy, Cassie, and Dawn walking downstairs, and you could tell it was dark. The hallway was dark. The room, when they opened the door, was pitch black. And then they turned the light on. And they're all yelling and screaming while he's laying there in the bed, and he woke up startled, right? And then Diddy jumps on the bed, and he had his hand on Q's leg and or his thigh, and it was real weird and strange. And Dawn was asking him, was he okay? And he was like, yeah, I'm okay. But he woke up like, frantic, not knowing what was going on. And he said he doesn't know what happened in between that time. So I'm really interested in finding out, from the full video that Art of Dialogue did, to find out if he asked more questions about that. Like, did you wake up sore? Once you got up, did you wake up sore? What happened, during that time? So there is a chef. Her name is Chef Jordan. She was P. Diddy's chef at that time. She posted something, I guess, in social media. That's what I'm gonna say, because I never saw it. I heard about it, and Q spoke about it briefly. He said that she talked about it in social media, and she said that he was acting real crazy. So we don't really understand, because he can't remember what happened to him. So we don't even know what happened to him. We don't know why he was acting crazy. What does crazy mean? Because there's a lot of different types of crazy. Now, if you're being rugged against your will, and then you saying someone is acting crazy, how are they supposed to act when they've taken something that they don't even understand what they took, and their body is now trying to adapt to that and fight against it, But anyway, so apparently Chef Jordan posted something on social media talking about it, and I don't know why my screen still looks. I'm gonna have to get me a new. I think it's my screen protector. It looks a little like, I don't know. Anyway, so Chef Jordan was talking about he was acting crazy that day, but she didn't go into details. And she said, I saw something she posted on social media saying that she has a lot of information about what was going on in that house, but she didn't talk about it. And I'm thinking, well, why she's not talking about it? Because she said that a threat was sent to her. You look filler? I don't know what that means. I don't know. I don't think you know what that means. I don't know. Well, anyway, but she didn't tell us. And then so Q is like, well, I guess he made a post on social media and kind of disrespected Chef Jordan. So he was like, he thought she wasn't there at the time because he doesn't remember what happened. So he was like, oh, well, I apologize because I didn't realize she was there because I didn't understand what was going on. But he said apparently she was there, but he didn't understand what was going on with him at the time. And she really should have called him to find out, to put the pieces together, which makes sense. If you was there, you saw this boy acting crazy. He said he didn't remember anything. Why you ain't call him so you can help him put the pieces together and we could find out what happened, okay? Anyway. So that was pretty much the first video, the first clip that Art of Dialogue posted on his channel. And Q was like, he woke up startled, didn't understand why they were all over him, but he said he was not okay. He said, come to find out, he took a horse tranquilizer and it messed him up mentally. So he says that ever since he took that pill, he's been having a lot of psychotic stuff going on, and he has to get medication because of the after effects of this medication. Now, I remember hearing when I was in high school, I remember, that's usually the time when a lot of people is experimenting with drugs, I would say, right? All of them, I guess, or some or whatever, right? I remember being afraid of going to parties and stuff with people because I've heard of other students fellow students who went to a party and got rugged and then they wasn't right after that. I've actually heard of situations like that. I've actually seen people who were okay. They went to a party and then they didn't return back to school because the rumor was that they took something that messed them up. So I know that that's something that can actually happen, right? This is real life we're talking here. And it works out for Diddy because Q doesn't know what happened to him. So it's hard for him to say what had happened to him because he doesn't even remember. Now, the girl, what's her name? Adrian? Is it Adrian? The girl from the group with Dawn, when Diddy had the show, Making the Band, the white girl who, Adriana, I don't know why I'm thinking Adriana. It's not Adriana. I forgot her name, but the white girl who was on the Reckoning documentary, she said that she was a part of Making the Band. I believe that was the first group that Diddy had on there. I'm not quite sure, but anyway, she's the only white girl I believe that's on the Reckoning documentary. She said that she received something saying that someone walked in on Diddy and his bodyguard or security or someone doing something actual to her, and she was out of it, and she looked like she was like knocked out, and she said she doesn't remember it, but she said that somebody went to a lawyer. I guess maybe they were filing their own case. I'm not quite sure. This is all alleged. And it's on the Reckoning's documentary, so you can go check it out. But this is the words that she said. And she said she doesn't remember. Little Rod said he remembered partying and then waking up and not even remembering anything that had happened. And then he woke up sore. So, I mean, think about it, okay? Like, this stuff is real. Like, people are actually doing stuff. And we don't know what could happen, what happened during that time. Because Cassie was there. We know she's freaky, okay? She down with a lot of stuff. And we know she was on them rugs real bad because she said she was still taking medications to help her with fighting her addiction to the medications when she was in the trial last year. So think about it. She hadn't been with Diddy since what, 2017, 2018 or something like that. And it was 2025. That's about 7 years. Okay. Come on now. Like, this stuff is real, you guys. So I know a lot of people post in my in the comment section, oh, you shouldn't bring a black man down. You shouldn't be talking about something you don't know about. And I'm thinking, if something was to have happened to you, and yeah, I said had happened to you, would you want someone to not talk about it? Think about the victims. Don't think about your little selfish feelings. Think about the victims who don't have no one to stand up for them and fight for them. Okay? Because I have children and I've been a victim of a situation before. So I know how that feels. And because I didn't do anything. Because I didn't know what to do and I didn't want to make it a bigger situation, so I said nothing. And it was a couple people who knew about it, but they didn't say anything. They didn't do anything to help me, but they probably didn't know how to help me. So when I talk about stuff like this, it's because it's a passion of mine, putting the evil ones out there who tear people apart or make people do something against their will just because, I'm going to put it out here. I'm a fighter. I'm a fighter and I'm going to say it. I'm going to be bold enough to say it and bring it up on my channel. And that's me. And if you don't like what I do on my channel, because it's my channel, you don't have to be here. Okay? Excuse yourself. Exit stage left or right, front, back, hell, down, go to hell. Like, I don't care. Like, you don't have to be on this channel. You don't have to watch. You definitely don't have to comment. but I'm going to talk about it. Now, for the ones who want to talk about it or want to hear it, thank you for listening. Please like my videos and subscribe to my channel, okay? Because I'm going to talk about it over here. But anyway, back to Q. So Q said he didn't, that was pretty much it. He said when he woke up, he was out of it. He said he was not okay and he didn't understand what had happened to him. So anyway, the next clip that I saw from Art of Dialogue, Q was talking about how he was working with Day26 and Diddy's stylist, but he said he don't remember which stylist it was because he's been having a lot of mental problems going on, and he said he doesn't remember the stylist's name. That's what he said. He didn't say he didn't remember him. He said he didn't remember the stylist's name, but it was the guy. And he was with Day26. This was during the time they were working with Diddy. And he said the stylist told him to meet him at someplace. I can't remember where. So he said he left, went to meet the stylist by himself. He said he was given a drink. And the drink said, I forgot what the drink said. Y'all can check the interview out from Art of Dialogue. He said he was given a drink and he drank the drink. And the next thing he know, he said he was like standing up and he was like clutching himself like this. And he had a shirt in his hand and he was being, in his opinion, being assaulted. And he said he was in major pain, but he didn't go into details about what really happened, but it made me feel like he was saying that the stylist had intercourse with him, and that's probably why he was so sore. And I'm thinking that possibly Diddy could have been there too, because we know he's free. Why wouldn't he be there too? Why would his stylist take advantage? Why would Diddy's stylist take advantage of a guy that's in Diddy's group? Why would he play with Diddy like that? Diddy ain't nobody to play with. If that man would have went back to Diddy, which he said Diddy knew about it. He said he believed Don told him, but I believe, Diddy like a threesome. He like a good threesome, okay? I believe Diddy probably set that up for him to meet the stylist. Once he took that drink, he probably came in. They both did what they did. Diddy probably dipped. And then Q woke up there with the stylist. That's my opinion. That's what I feel like happened, because Diddy is a freak and he loves men. Okay? But anyway, so Q said when he realized what was going on, he said he was clutching his shirt. The stylist was like over him, was messing with him, was in the process of messing with him. And he was like startled and he was hurt. And he was like, oh my, stop. And the stylist was acting like it was sensual, like consensual. What is it? What you call it? I don't know. I had a brain fart there. But the stylist was acting like it's okay, man. Come on. Like that. And Q was like, nah, stop. You hurting me. Stop. I don't want to do this. Why are you making me do this? That's pretty much what Q was saying. So Q said he left there somehow. We don't have any more details yet. He said he left there. He contacted Dawn that day and told her what happened to him. Now, this is important, right? Because we already know that the girl who was in the other girl who was in the Dirty Money group with Diddy and Dawn, right? She said in the Reckoning, in that interview, that Dawn seemed thirsty, pretty much, putting it in my opinion. She said Dawn seemed very thirsty. And she said almost like she would do anything to get where she needed to be. And I didn't even believe that at the time, because I was like, well, Dawn was the one who spoke at the trial. But when I think back on the trial, Dawn pretty much gave a lot of testimony about Diddy assaulting her and saying like assaulting her and assaulting Cassie. And that was not one of the charges. So Diddy wouldn't have got charged for any of that anyway, because really, even though she was giving out that information, it didn't hurt Diddy in the case because assaulting, it wasn't one of the charges. Y'all know what Diddy charges was. It didn't have anything to do about assault. Because that whole trial, to me, in my opinion, was just a show. The charges that was brought against Diddy were stupid. Okay? How you have a RICO with one person? Come on now. I could see that clear as day, and I'm not a lawyer. I'm not in that industry, but I could tell that was, to me, in my opinion, Diddy's trial was to shame him. A lot of people are using this term, a shaming ritual or whatever. To me, that was pretty much like putting him out there on blast, because most of the information they gave us, it wasn't even one of his charges. So he wasn't going to get charged for it anyway. Okay. This man, Diddy, had multiple firearms that were destructive, that had the serial number taken off. Now, anyone in law enforcement know that just for that alone, having a weapon that has the serial number scratched off, that could get you 15 years. That wasn't even one of the charges. Make that make sense. Make that make sense. How you have a RICO case against this man and don't even have the firearms as one of the charges that could take this man down? To me, in my opinion, that was just to shame him, some type of ritual to shame him, put all his business out here, because the government has a 90-something% success rate to take folks down. And to me, they didn't even scratch the surface on that trial. That was laughable. They gave us a lot of testimony from people telling about how abusive he was to them, but it had nothing to do with any of the charges. And at the time, I was thinking, well, dang, all these people saying about how abusive this man was to them. It's a lot of nice cars in my area, and these Chargers and SRs and stuff, like, okay, they gonna show us what kind of motor or whatever they got going, exhaust they got going on in their car out here. I hear this shit all day. So sorry about that if you heard that. But it's just crazy to me, that trial and how it went down, and then the after effect, watching the reckoning, and you seeing two of the jurors who was on that trial, who Diddy's life was in their hand. That one female who said that Capricorn Clark's testimony didn't seem real to her. It wasn't believable, and she was smiling while she was saying it. Capricorn Clark said that she was taken against her will, which is kid, not sleeping, but you know what I'm saying, kid, okay? And against her will, threatened, held hostage, and feared for her life. And you think that's a joke? That's crazy to me. It's weird to me. And then there was a picture circulating of that same juror. Now, I don't know if that was AI or what, but allegedly, there's pictures going around the internet of that alleged juror with Diddy, and she looked happy as hell, just like she looked in the reckoning documentary. And the fact that she would even go to a documentary and tell her statement shows how thirsty she is, in my opinion. Because first of all, who wants to be a juror? Usually people run away from those types of things when you have to have jury duty. Most people don't like that. That's not exciting. Okay, you're only going to make a little bit of money for your time each day that you're there. And then that's, I believe you only get paid if you're there a certain amount of days or whatever, but you don't get what you would make at your job. You know, you just get a little piece of something, a little change. But she was definitely an opportunist, in my opinion. And that was very clear. But to think about trusting the system, like, come on now. Come on, people. Y'all got to think out here. Like, it's a lot of corruption going on in the system. We know this, right? So why would you trust anything that's going on? You know, it's hard for me to trust the system knowing this Diddy case right here. Even before that, it's like if you have a certain amount of money, it's like you could possibly get away with anything. And it makes me wonder about the Michael Jackson case, to be honest. But anyway, I'm not going to go on to that. But anyway, back to Q. So Q said that he told Don about the assault, that what happened with the stylist called him to his place to do some work, and he thought he was going there for work. He got rugged against his will, and then he was being taken advantage of, and then he left, and he told Dawn, and Dawn went back and told the story to his parents. Don contacted his parents and told his parents that Q was gay. Now, I feel like Dawn was a Diddy bop. Now, Jaguar Wright uses that term a lot. She says Diddy bop. But I definitely feel like Dawn was a Diddy bop. Okay? She was probably told to do all that stuff that she was doing. Because why would she do that? First of all, this is your boyfriend. This is your man, right? He's telling you that he was assaulted and you don't believe him? Why would he even tell you if he wasn't assaulted? That's my thinking right there. Why you don't believe him is another thing, you know, because he didn't have to tell you. He could have said nothing, but he told you. And then he's depending on you to help him get through it. And he said that he said he was really stuck on Dawn. Like, he loved her. He said it was all about them two. He never cheated on her. And she started doing interviews. And after that situation happened, and she was telling people that he was gay. This is what Q said. And he said that she was telling people that Q was gay and he cheated on her, and that's why she left the relationship. And he said he didn't cheat on her, he was assaulted. To me, that sounds like the puppeteer, Diddy. That sounds like Diddy. That's all him. Because if you listen during the trial, Cassie and Jane Doe, who we all know who she is, they both said that Diddy made them do everything. They were the ones who called and made arrangements they were the ones who had to get the ex-workers that they didn't initially ask for, but he wanted them. And he would get them to get them. So it took the blame off him. Now, this dude is, to me, in my opinion, Diddy's not a genius, but he has a good team. And he's probably always had a great team around him, or good people, okay? Great leadership in his, to him, because of the type of things he wanted to do. They definitely helped him. Because think about it, he's been doing this for a very, very long time. been harming people for a very long time. So for people to be like, oh, you're tearing the black man down. This black man done tore down so many people. Okay, done took money from out of so many people's bank account. Done blocked so many people from working. So many black people from working, from making money. And this somebody you want to protect? Get the out of here. Okay? I don't care. First of all, if you feel like that's something that you agree with, yeah, this page ain't for you. And I've been to cuss you out, okay? And blocked you at the same time. Or curse you out first, then block you. Like, just so you'll get the message. But that's crazy to me. Like I said, that's just crazy. But anyway, so Q said that he feels like Dawn was messing with, because it was rumored that Dawn was messing with Roger Bonds, the Diddy's security guard. He said he saw a email that Dawn had from Roger Bonds asking her if she was gonna come over and chill and blow smoke with him. And he said he already knew what time it was. And I can understand that, because now Dawn looks super duper thirsty. Okay? And of course she gonna try to get in where she fit in. So if the bodyguard's calling her, he's close to Diddy, that'll keep her in the circle. You know, she's thinking she could utilize that to the best of her ability to make sure, you know, she stay around him. Cassie did the same thing. She stayed close to Diddy even though he was assaulting her, because she wanted to make sure her pockets was good, in my opinion. But we know people do stuff like this. They'll do whatever it takes to be close to fame or to get fame. Like, that's the real thing, right? But to me, Dawn needs to be held accountable for some of the things she's been involved in, especially with giving Q that horse tranquilizer. If that's true, she needs to be held responsible for that. If she knew it was a horse tranquilizer and not X, and she gave that to him and made him believe one thing, yeah, she needs to be, some charges need to be brought against her. Now, Q is saying that he doesn't feel like a victim. I guess in his mind, he's thinking, I'm going to just move forward. And I know this for a fact, that victims will feel like that. We just going to move forward and act like, you know, just go on with our lives, and we're not going to press any harder. But I'm glad that Q came out and said what he said, because he said he's not ashamed of it. He's speaking out about it because it was not right. But at the same time, he says he's not looking for anything monetary. And it's probably because how Diddy has orchestrated all this stuff to take the blame off him but put it on other people. Like, that's Diddy. He does that all the time. It's so many suspected bodies up under his belt that he's not even being held accountable for, because he has other people doing his dirty work. It's crazy. Now, during the trial, they were talking about Kid Cudi's car being blown up, which it wasn't blown up. There was an explosion, I believe. So when I was watching the trial, well, you know, you couldn't watch the trial. We had to get excerpts from people who were actually in the courtroom. But it seems to me that the car didn't blow up. There was an explosion in the car, because Capricorn Clark was there when that happened. She said that Diddy had someone, a bodyguard or someone, that made a cocktail, some type of cocktail that was like an explosive, right? And they threw it through the sunroof of Kid Cudi's car. and it went in the car and it like exploded in the car. Because when the policemen were talking about the damage, or I can't remember if it was the policemen or the firemen who were talking about the damage that was done to Kid Cudi's car from that cocktail, that explosive cocktail. It sounded like the damage wasn't that bad. I believe he said like the seats was very messed up. It had the seats was messed up. The sunroof, of course, was damaged. So I don't know. The way he was describing it, it didn't seem like the car was like blown up, like, total, like a total loss. But of course, Kid Cudi's super rich, so it's hard to. I don't know if you ever had anything that had fire damage around you, because even though you put the fire out, that smell, it's almost like smoked food. You ever had a smoked piece of meat and you say you cooked it outside in the back, you put it in a smoker, right? Your whole house gonna smell like that smoked meat for a while, a long time. Your whole outside, that smell is hard to get rid of. So that alone would make you want to get rid of a car. So I feel like, because that happened, of course you got to get rid of the car, because how you going to get rid of that smell? But I don't feel like the car was like blown up, like the whole thing caught on fire, just because of the details that the fire department, or the guy from the fire department, mentioned about the damage. But either way, there still was an explosive to Kid Cudi's property. And so we know that in that situation, Diddy didn't actually do it. He sent somebody else to do it. But he was in the car with the people. He was there on the property, allegedly. He was there. This was the testimony that was given during the trial, that allegedly he was there, but he wasn't the one who actually did it. It's crazy. This guy is crazy. For people to be standing up for this dude, like, I look at you sideways. Like, you would never get any of my time. You could never, okay? I tell my children about people like that. People who seem jealous about the little success you have. I don't care, in all areas, right? If you got a good job, if you just work, and, people who have the least bit amount of jealousy towards you, stay away from them people. People you have a gut feeling about, that you feel like you can't even trust, stay away from them people. Because those to be the first people that'll cause destruction for you right behind your back, and you won't even see it coming. You'll be just going on about your merry way, and they're all the time, they sitting there plotting and scheming against you. Those people are everywhere. Like, I don't let people play with me like that. I don't. And it's one person who, I don't know, I feel like I keep my enemy close with that one person, but she couldn't get none of my time to do anything with, to hang out with, to do anything with. Nope. But I'll play around with a conversation here and there, because I'm like, yeah, just to keep me on my toes. Now, what I would suggest for people, because I like to read, and I feel like the 48 Laws of Power is a great book to read. And I'm close this video out with that. But the 48 Laws of Power, matter of fact, I'm gonna go ahead and listen to that again. I've watched that video, that audiobook, listened to that audiobook so many times, man. In reality, I haven't actually read the physical book, even though I have the book. But the free audio version is on YouTube. The full book, okay? It goes into great detail about the 48 Laws of Power. Man, it's so informative. Man, I feel like everyone should know this information, because it'll protect you from people who want to harm you. Yeah, that's a great read. I'm gonna listen to that while I order my groceries and stuff, because I want to order me some groceries. But maybe for today or tomorrow. Anyway, I don't know. I want some banana pudding for some reason. I want a dessert. But anyway, you guys, I wanted to not make this too long here. But yeah, check out that Art of Dialogue video with Q from Day 26. Great. It's great clips that he's posting on there. I can't wait to see the full interview to see how many more questions he asked to get some more details about everything that happened. But yeah, thank you for watching my video here. Please subscribe to my channel. I greatly appreciate that. It's a free way to support me. Just subscribe to my channel. Please give me a thumbs up if you appreciated the content that I brought to you here. Have a wonderful Sunday, because it is Sunday afternoon. Have a wonderful Sunday. Enjoy your day. I hope you have a great start to the beginning of your week, your work week, or whatever you do. Hopefully you're working, doing something, right? Because this is even work for me, right, to do this. But thank you. Thank you for everyone who's watching, all my subscribers. And yeah, until next time, stay safe, y'all. Peace.